In the early years of independent India, optimism was high. The country had just broken free from colonial rule, and its leaders were seen as symbols of hope and integrity. But soon, a scandal emerged, one that would shake the trust of the people in their government for the first time in modern history. This is the story of the infamous Jeep scandal, India's first major post-independence scam. Let's set the stage. It was 1948. India had just endured a brutal partition, and it was now embroiled in an intense war with Pakistan over Kashmir. The Indian army needed reinforcements, fast. The solution? Jeeps from Britain. But what started as a promising deal quickly spiraled into controversy. V.K. Krishna Menon, a man with significant political influence and trusted by Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, was serving as India's High Commissioner to Britain. Menon placed an order for 2,000 jeeps from a little-known company called MS Anti-Mistantes. The deal promised quick delivery, but here's where it gets suspicious. When the jeeps finally arrived, it became clear they were practically unusable. Out of 155 jeeps that showed up, not a single one met the standards needed for India's defense. The Ministry of Defense outright refused to accept them. The rest of the delivery? It never came. Anti-Mistantes backed out, leaving India without jeeps and with a massive hole in its defense budget. And yet, the story doesn't end there. With this first deal, a complete failure, Menon bypassed protocol again and signed a new agreement with another shady firm, SCK Agencies, for another 1,007 jeeps. But the delivery was erratic and incomplete, with just 49 jeeps arriving over 2 years, and still no compensation for the initial failed deal. As news of the scandal reached India, there was an uproar. Parliament was in turmoil, the media was alert, and the people of India were left wondering, how could such a scandal happen in a country that had just won its independence? Why was Menon still in a position of power, and why was Nehru, his close ally, silent? An investigative committee was formed, led by Iyengar, to delve into the scandal. They found undeniable proof of gross mismanagement and manipulation by Menon. The Public Accounts Committee recommended a full inquiry, and 2 High Court judges were called in to probe deeper. But, in an unprecedented move, the government the case in 1955, despite clear evidence of wrongdoing. When opposition parties protested, Home Minister Govind Ballabh Pant dismissed them with a shocking statement. If you're unhappy, make it an election issue. For the first time, a Congress leader had acknowledged a scandal in such a manner, bringing the idea of political accountability into the spotlight. Despite everything, Nehru didn't just protect Menon, he promoted him. Menon became a minister without portfolio in Nehru's cabinet in 1956, eventually rising to the role of defense minister. To this day, the Jeep scandal stands as a reminder of how the early days of independent India were not as idealistic as many would believe. Perhaps the biggest question remains: why? Why did Nehru shield Menon from the consequences of this scandal? Was it a loyalty born from friendship? Or was there more beneath the surface, something India might never fully uncover? The Jeep scandal is often overlooked, but it laid the groundwork for discussions of corruption in India. It was a crack in the foundation, a first hint that perhaps, even in newly independent India, power could be misused. Let us know your thoughts. Was Nehru right to protect Menon, or should he have faced the consequences? And if you found this story intriguing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on more untold stories from India's past.